The disposable camera was half buried in the sand after a storm. I almost threw it away until I noticed there was still one photo left. A local shop developed the film a few days later. Most of the pictures showed sunsets, seashells, and a cheerful family I didn't recognize. Then I reached the final photo and nearly dropped the envelope. It was me, sitting alone on the same beach with a book in my lap, taken only a week before I found the camera. I had never seen anyone nearby that day. The timestamp proved it wasn't an old picture. Confused, I asked the shop if they had mixed up the prints, but they insisted every image came from the same roll. Tucked inside the envelope was a handwritten note that hadn't been there before. It simply said, "If you ever see this photo, come back to the beach next Saturday at sunset. I'll explain everything." I spent the entire week convincing myself it was some elaborate prank, but curiosity won. The following Saturday, I returned to the beach just before sunset with the photo tucked safely in my pocket. Waves rolled onto the shore as families packed their things and drifted home. For 10 long minutes, no one appeared. I was about to leave when a man carrying another disposable camera walked toward me with an apologetic smile. "You actually came," he said, sounding relieved. His name was Mason. He explained that he loved taking candid photographs of peaceful moments, but always asked permission afterward. The day he photographed me, I had smiled, agreed to keep the picture, and even joked that I'd probably forget the conversation by next week. Then, before he could give me the camera, a sudden downpour scattered everyone. He searched for me afterward, but I had already gone, leaving only the mystery behind. I laughed in disbelief, because I honestly couldn't remember meeting him. Mason shrugged and admitted it happened more often than people expected. "Most people remember the photo," he said, "not the stranger holding the camera." To prove he wasn't making the story up, he pulled out his phone and showed me dozens of candid portraits he'd taken over the years, each followed by a smiling picture of the person after they'd agreed to keep it. Mine was there too. In the second photo, I was pointing at the ocean while laughing at something he'd said. Seeing myself so carefree made the memories slowly return. I remembered teasing him about carrying disposable cameras in the age of smartphones and telling him the pictures felt more honest. We walked along the shoreline until the sky turned orange, talking as though we'd picked up a conversation that had only paused instead of ending. Before we said goodbye, Mason handed me the disposable camera. "Keep it," he said. "Maybe it'll help someone else find the right moment someday." Over the next few months, we met almost every weekend, exploring quiet beaches, hidden cafes, and tiny bookstores while filling new rolls of film together. We promised never to delete memories we hadn't even made yet, and somehow the old cameras reminded us to slow down and enjoy each one. On our first anniversary, Mason took me back to the exact spot where he'd unknowingly started our story. He snapped one more picture, smiled, and slipped the camera into my hands. When we developed the film, the last photo showed him kneeling in the sand with a ring held out toward me. Through happy tears, I said yes before he could even finish asking. That camera had once captured a stranger, but now it held the very first picture of our forever.